I guess it's probably not a coincidence that you clicked on this video. It might mean you've been through some stuff, and I don't mean small inconveniences. I mean real pressure, loss, chaos, situations where you had to hold yourself together because no one else was going to do it for you. If that's you, there are usually two main ways it shows up later. The first one is this: you almost never lose your nerves in a crisis. People around you panic. You don't. You go calm, focused, efficient. Why? Because your nervous system has already been trained. There's a huge body of research on this. For example, studies on stress adaptation, like the work by George Bonanno at Columbia University, show that repeated exposure to adversity can actually increase situational resilience in some people. You don't freeze, you mobilize. Your system learned, okay, this is bad, let's handle it. But here's the second possibility. Sometimes people who've been through a lot don't look calm at all. They freak out at small things. A delayed text, a minor disagreement, a tiny shift in tone. And it feels irrational, even to them. This isn't weakness. It's a calibrated nervous system. Research on adverse childhood experiences, especially the original ACE study by Felitti and Ander in 1998, shows that chronic stress changes how the body responds to threat. Your amygdala, the part of your brain scanning for danger, becomes more reactive. Your baseline alertness goes up. So even when life is objectively stable, your body might still be braced. You don't assume things will go smoothly. You assume something will happen, and that assumption makes sense. It was learned. There's also something called allostatic load. Bruce McEwen's research explains how repeated stress builds cumulative wear and tear on the body. Over time, your system becomes either hyper-responsive or emotionally numbed. So, you might be the person who handles emergencies like a machine, but can't relax on a peaceful Sunday. Or you might be the person who seems strong, but secretly expects loss every time something good starts. Whichever the situation is, it's really okay. Going through a lot doesn't automatically make you broken. It doesn't automatically make you wise either. What actually predicts growth is something researchers call post-traumatic growth. Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Calhoun studied this in the 1990s. They found that meaning-making is what changes the outcome, not the pain itself, the reflection, the integration. So, if you're someone who has been through a lot, your reactions aren't random. Your calmness, your overreactions, your hyper-independence, your fear of things falling apart, even your hypervigilance, they're patterns. And patterns can be understood. And what can be understood can be adjusted. Not erased, adjusted. And maybe the fact that you clicked on this video means you're not just surviving anymore. Maybe you're starting to look at that pattern. And that's where real change usually begins. And before you leave, I want to say something clearly. If you've been through a lot, I respect you. Not in a dramatic way, and not in a motivational quote way, just genuinely. You did what you had to do. You became hyper-independent. That made sense. If you shut down, that made sense. If you overreact sometimes, that also made sense. If you built walls, that made sense. No one is responsible for the trauma they went through, and you don't have to turn against yourself for the ways you tried to cope. Those reactions weren't weaknesses. They aren't weaknesses. They were strategies. They kept you going. Maybe now some of them don't serve you anymore, and that's okay, and actually natural, a sign of growth. You're allowed to outgrow survival mode. In fact, that's the best you can do. But don't shame the version of you that got here. I really hope you found this video helpful, or at least found some solace in it. And if these kinds of conversations resonate with you, please stay with us. Just hit the subscribe button and join us for our next videos. we're going to keep unpacking things together.